Well, hello there. It's time for Euro 2028, and with it being hosted here in Italy, there's certainly some added pressure from the home fans. The good news, of course, is that as hosts, we didn't need to qualify, which, given how we played in the last episode, is a relief. Don't worry though, we can still get knocked out in the group stage. And I'll tell you what, I've had an absolutely wild time since last episode. Let's see, I was offered the Sevilla job, the Chelsea job, the Schalke job. Yep, and then we played some friendlies to pad the stats, and then we're here now. A whole year of my career summed up in 2 sentences, and still more interesting than my real life. But anyway, the friendlies were pretty successful, basically wanting to get the players to gel better and get used to winning a bit more, which I hope is what's happening. A great 5-2 win over Senegal, but then we also lost 2-1 to Wales due to 2 horrendous defensive errors, which doesn't exactly fill me with confidence. So I'm going to say this right now, I don't think we're going to win this tournament. Don't tell the locals though. The main problems since we've been here are basically we can't defend and we can't score goals, and those are pretty fatal flaws for a football team. Here's the squad though. Some difficult choices because virtually no one has impressed me except really Nicolo Barea. Donnarumma will obviously start in goal, although frankly he's been terrible. Defence is a concern, as while on paper we have some amazing defenders, they all seem to be League 2 level when they play for Italy. Salah looks okay at left back, Bastoni has been awful but he's good on corners so he'll partner Batella. Right back is a major issue as all the decent right backs are now past it other than Calabria, who's just about hanging in there. So we have Carlo Volpez, a regen centre back there as backup. Tonali, Barea and Zaniolo in midfield should be the best midfield in the world, but every game at least one of them decides to be terrible. Chiesa and Orsolini are aging but still decent, and the biggest issue is striker. Luigi Martina looks great except for his 10 pace, but he's actually really bad. Esposito's had a great season for Inter, so I'll go with him with Leandro Bruscia as backup. And then there's Orlandini, whose best position is one that we don't use, and yet he's probably our best player, so we'll have to just find a place to put him somewhere. We're also going to be missing Lorenzo Pellegrini, who has broken his leg, so yeah, not optimistic, but stranger things have happened. Our group is not horrendous, but then neither was the Nations League group, we know how that one went. Croatia are still decent, and obviously we know how good Norway are, so we'll probably lose 3-0 to the Czech Republic. The Italian FA expect the semi-finals as a minimum here, which given Italy have won 1 knockout game all save is optimistic to say the least, but we'll give it a go. We kick off the tournament with Croatia. I would like to win, if that's not too much to ask. We dominate the first half but can't score as Nicolo Zaniolo forces a good save from Livakovic as the best chance. In the second half, Nicolo Barea taps the player on the heels and Michael Oliver sends him off for a 2-footed lunge that we all saw literally didn't happen. This isn't going to end well, is it? We get a free kick soon after, which substitute Ricardo Sotil puts away, except he's apparently offside. I mean, are you kidding me? I thought we were supposed to be the ones bribing the officials. I guess in the circumstances though, a 0-0 with Croatia isn't awful. Next up are Norway, scene of our arguably greatest achievement as a manager and that wonderful run to the World Cup final. As said, they're still really good. A win would be good though, please, maybe. I changed the team in Barea's absence, Castrovelli, Orsolini and Bruscia enter the fray. We get an early corner which Orsolini puts in, but it's cleared and Odin Holm just runs through our entire team who make no attempt to get near him and he scores. Genuinely, what is the point of this? We get another corner though, and this time actually use it for ourselves as Federico Chiesa runs it over the line. Riccardo Orsolini then has a great chance as he flashes this shot just over the bar and then he gets injured, so this is really not going well, is it? I bring on Orlandini, who should theoretically be able to play out wide right with no real difficulties, and immediately he actually takes some players on, puts in a good cross, which Klaassen totally misses, and Leandro Bruscia is on hand for his first goal of the tournament. Shortly after the restart we get a free kick which Tonali puts in, and apparently someone is fouled. I mean, I saw nothing, but we deserve some luck. The referee gives a penalty and then Nicolo Zaniolo steps up to calmly put us 3-1 up. 10 minutes later, some great work from David Calabria finds Castrovelli, who thumps home for 4. Are we actually going to win it? We are. The match, I mean, obviously not the tournament, there's no hope there. But finally some luck and an actual clinical display in front of goal. Oh, and meanwhile Fiji have just won the OFC Nations Cup. Old Colin Harris has somehow conspired to a group stage exit for the Kiwis. Absolutely embarrassing. We need to keep our challenge going though. The group is still finely poised, so we have to make sure we beat the Czech Republic. Orlandini comes in on the right, but I'm sticking with Castrovelli over Barea. And this seems a good move as our first real attack sees him put a beautiful pass out to Salah on the left, who slides it across goal for Orlandini to tap in. We then completely switch off at a free kick as Dobes heads in an equaliser, but then we focus, we win a penalty from a foul from Adam Holzek, which Zaniolo smashes home. Orlandini's free kick baffles the Czech defence, allowing Zaniolo to tap in his second, and then we seal the points with a 4th from Leandro Bruscia. Job done, Group 1. Certainly some interesting results elsewhere as well, as Holland and Germany both get knocked out and England and Spain only scrape through as best third place teams. Our reward for winning the group is Belgium, which hardly seems fair. Chiesa is suspended, so Sotil comes in, but otherwise no changes. Now you may recall that we lost to Belgium with Mexico at the World Cup 2 episodes ago, so I'd like some revenge here. After a few early chances for both sides, we get a corner. Bastoni's effort is saved by Courtois, but the rebound isn't, and it's 1-0. A great start, and then in injury time at the end of the first half, Castrovelli sends this free kick in, which Zaniolo heads into the top corner for his 4th of the tournament. In the second half, we have 2 penalty calls rejected by Michael Oliver, and then Orlandini goes close as he hits the post, but we get another free kick, and this time David Patella is there to make it 3. And then with 20 minutes to go, we put together a lovely move which culminates in Salah crossing for Orlandini to grab a deserved goal for himself. And I don't know what I was worrying about. A fantastic performance and win. Are we finally starting to come good? Can we actually win the whole tournament? No, of course not, because obviously we get France in the quarterfinals as they knock out Spain. I mean, are you actually kidding me? Aside from England, we get the hardest team left. We could have had Switzerland or Turkey, but we get France. England beat Wales in a match that I can only assume bankrolled the local liquor industry for a year. And then we're up. I really hope we don't get sacked if we lose this. We've actually started being good. No changes to the team who beat Belgium so convincingly. The nation expects, so let's go. I have of course lost the World Cup final to France in this save, so some revenge would be extremely sweet. They've got quite a regen heavy lineup, but obviously Mbappe is still the star. The first chance goes our way as some nice passing finds David Calabria, who cracks the bar with a fierce effort. And we work another great chance as Orlandini fires narrowly wide. Will we regret this? We dominate the half. France only had 1 shot, but it's 0-0 at the break. We then get the only chance of the second half as Ricardo Sotil races through. His strike is sweet, but it whistles over. And then it's extra time. We're exhausted, but we have to keep going. France go close as Picard drags a shot wide. And then Salah goes for another run down the left. He finds Chiesa, whose cross is headed agonisingly across the bar by Esposito. We really don't deserve to lose, but it's going to penalties. Moussa Dembele is up first and Donnarumma pulls out the big save. Barella scores, so did Lamar, Esposito and Kakare. Tonali then opts for the Zaza style run up like an idiot and it's obviously saved. Aguirre then fires wide though and Castrovelli and Venturelli convert our last 2 kicks to send us through deservedly to the semi-finals. The home fans go wild, the absolute scenes. Can we start to believe? Well, obviously not, because we've got England in the semi-finals. The holders, the beaten World Cup finalists, Jose Mourinho, my footballing mentor, in charge. It certainly is an odd feeling facing your own nation in a tournament, but I will be absolutely thrilled if we destroy these pathetic English melts. The other quarterfinals see Denmark have 2 players sent off before 50 minutes, so unsurprisingly they lose to Portugal, and then the Swiss also make it after an unusually exciting win over Turkey. So to England then, at a packed San Siro, we believe. Ravella comes in for Tonali, who is suspended, and after that penalty it's probably for the best. The England squad is entirely real players except for Sheldon Edwards up front. In this universe, Harry Kane is now a Pirlo-esque deep-lying playmaker, and this is his home stadium. We apply some good early pressure, forcing Aaron Ramsdale into some saves, and that clearly gets to him as he plays a goal kick straight to Orlandini, who volleys it agonisingly over from distance. And he should have scored because England then come forwards and Patella stupidly fouls Edwards in the box, and Harry Kane obviously scores the penalty. Classic FM here as we totally dominate and they lead with their only shot of the half. In the second half, we get an early corner which Edwards clears off the line before Brucia wastes a great chance. And then with 15 to go, he wastes another. We've had 4 clear-cut chances here and we haven't scored any of them. I can't believe I'm being out-Mourinho'd by Jose himself. We push forward in search of an equaliser, but England counter, Greenwood is stupidly fouled and Kane, of course, scores another penalty. I hate this game sometimes, I really do. We absolutely should have won that game with the amount of missed chances we had and their only opportunities were from penalties from moronically unnecessary fouls. And to add insult to injury, Switzerland beat Portugal, so we'd have been the overwhelming favourites for the final, which England, of course, win. At least Jose has the decency to just retire. So frustrating, we were so close and absolutely should have done it. But now we have a choice. Do we stick with Italy for the World Cup now we've actually got them playing well, or go to England or France? We get some ambitious offers from Sweden, Spain, Austria, Ukraine and the Czech Republic, but not the big 2. I could apply for them, but I feel that would be kind of rude. I think I'm going to stay. There's enough good about this squad that I think we can make a real challenge in 2 years' time. And also the food around here is pretty good.